If you look around, everyone has a mobile device. Smartphones, notepads, tablets. We've grown very dependent on them. But just as we depend on them, they depend on a recharge. Normally, we plug them in at night and think nothing of it. But how do we recharge during a power outage? A long-term power outage. When a disaster strikes, you have a few choices for emergency power. But if you have an apartment, a condo, or timeshare, they don't allow generators or solar panels. So what's your plan B? TSM Power Systems studied this problem for 3 years. And ultimately, they redefined emergency power. You see, during any disaster, the most underused power source is actually the starting battery of vehicles. Think about it. It's a powerful battery used for 10 seconds to start the engine. After that, it's just recharging. These wrecked cars have fully charged batteries, and that stored energy is completely undiscovered. But a new device being developed by TSM Power Systems allows anyone to safely draw power from any vehicle. It works just as well with wrecked, flooded, or damaged vehicle. They have a demonstrated customer demand, and they have fully functional prototypes. The website, tsmpowersystems.com, went online November 1st, 2016. But they need your help to launch the product. Let's talk with Mark Callahan. He's the product designer. He can tell you all about it.
Hi. Like Mike just described, this is revolutionary in alternative energies. We've got two parts. One is the distribution box, and the other is the cable. Come on over, I'll show you how this works. Alright, to use this, the first thing we're going to do is we got to hook up the cables to any vehicle. That's where Timothy's going to jump in. Now the interesting thing about this, now he doesn't have to worry about how to hook up the cable to the battery, because the electronics inside the box automatically fix it. Just take it and connect it up, and we've got power on the box. Now once you get it plugged in, what you can see right away is you've got a fuel gauge essentially of your battery. This is telling us we got about 59% left in the vehicle's battery. That's going to tell you when you're using this thing a little too much. We've also got some undervoltage lockout circuits in here, that if you're draining too much out of the vehicle's battery, it automatically shuts it off. That way you always retain enough in the vehicle to restart the engine. Some of our future models will actually have an override to that. So when you're using a junk vehicle or something that got wrecked by a tornado, the vehicle will never start again, you could just drain that battery completely by pushing that override button. Okay, once we've got a good power indicator coming out of the battery, then we know we're good to plug anything into it. And Tim's going to go ahead and do that now. Take one of the jacks and just plug any ordinary 12-volt accessory to it. Go ahead. Now in this case we've got the light, but it could be any accessory at all. We can power up cell phones, we could power up the fan. Run the fan, it's a little more visual. There's a few things about this that are really neat. First of all, we're not just giving you 6 outlets of 12-volt power. There's boxes out there now that do that. You could buy them on eBay for about $8. Here's the real interesting thing. Well, we have one of my guys going over to switch the battery cables, actually connect it wrong. These lights and the fans will continue to operate just the way they should. Why don't you go over, Tim, and swap those cables around? Alright, right now he's basically connected it backwards. So you see we're still running the fan, we're still running our lights. What that means is any device you have is only going to receive the proper power. Other things that you don't notice but are functioning behind the scenes, we've got surge suppressors built into this, we've got current limits. So those are the basic highlights of the TSM Power Systems group charging box. If you want to learn more about it, please join us on the crowdfunding campaign at Indiegogo. Take a look at our email, our Facebook page, or we're going to take a look at our email, our crowdfunding video. We've got a Facebook page up, and we do expect to have a YouTube channel with a couple of behind-the-scenes video. You can see how much fun we had doing this. My name is Mark Callahan. The other guys here are all part of the TSM Power Systems team. We hope you join us. This is not going to work without your help.